Hey guys, today on Low Carb with Jennifer, I'm going to show you how to make 4 recipes from my blog into crock pot freezer meals. All of these meals can be put in the crock pot on a busy day, and then you have dinner ready to go in a pinch. You can find all of these recipes in the description below, or you can go to jenniferbands.com and search for each individual recipe. Okay, our first crock pot freezer, keto-friendly freezer meal is going to be my Keto Chili. It's a recipe on my blog, and I thought it would be perfect for this crock pot freezer meal compilation that I'm doing here. So I've already got a pound of ground beef in this bag that I crumbled a little bit. And so this recipe uses ground beef and stew meat, instead of, a lot of chili recipes uses beans. So why not for a keto chili, we just use more meat. Meat overboard. Oh, there's one more. Okay, we also have a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and I'm just gonna pour it right in here. And this is the coolest thing that I got off of Amazon. I'll link them in the description below, but they're so cool to hold the bags open. So we've got some chili powder. No, that's smoked paprika. This is chili powder. And some cumin, some onion powder. And with the recipe on my blog, this is garlic powder. I recommend for the stovetop version to cook, brown the meat first. But if you're, pressed for time, these crock pot freezer meals are such a convenient thing to have in the freezer. And sometimes you just have to, sacrifice some steps that might add flavor, a little bit of flavor for convenience. And that's what we do with these crock pot freezer meals. So this is frozen diced onion, of course. I love my frozen vegetables. And this is a red pepper. So I'm gonna add some salt. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt. And that is a done deal. That is a done recipe, so now we can freeze it. Just like this, you get most of the air out. You freeze it flat, just like this. And then whenever you're ready to cook it in your crock pot, you just pull it out of the freezer the night before, thaw it, and then dump it in the crock pot in the morning, cook it for 8 hours on low, season to taste, and with salt and pepper, and it is done. And that is the first crock pot freezer meal, all done. Okay, next up for our crock pot meals is a white chicken chili. So I want to show you really quickly how I put this Ziploc bag, the gallon, this is a gallon, right? Gallon freezer bag. So it's got these little handle things, and you just slip the sides of the bag into these little clips. Just like so. Isn't that cool? Okay, so for this white chicken chili, we've got some boneless, skinless chicken thighs that we're gonna add to the bag first. And if you don't like to use Ziploc freezer bags, you could use a freezer safe bag. A freezer safe like plastic bag, or why do I keep saying bag? Bowl container. Okay, that was our chicken, and I washed my hands, so don't worry about that. So we got some green chilies here, and this is 4 cloves of minced garlic, and some black pepper, some cumin, some dried oregano, and instead of beans, we're gonna add some cauliflower rice. I'm gonna put my hands for this. Some already frozen riced cauliflower. And I just made a humongous mess. Of course, that's what I always do. we've got our frozen onion here. And last is going to be 2 cups of chicken broth. We're just gonna pour that right in. And I'm not going to season this with salt, because chicken broth is salty if you don't get the one that's low sodium. So that is all for that. And I just love these Crock-Pot meals. They're so convenient. And that one is ready to go. That one took, you know, of course I already had the ingredients measured, but it would take no time at all. So we get most of the air out and then just push it down into an even layer, and that's all there is to that. And if you want, you can make, with this grouping of freezer meals, you can make 8 freezer meals. I would double all of these and make 8, and then you've got 8 freezer meals ready to go in your freezer whenever you need something quick and easy to cook. Okay, our third recipe that we're going to be making a Crock-Pot freezer meal out of is teriyaki chicken. Excuse me. So I've got 6 boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I have diced. I'm gonna put these in the bag and wash my hands. So I've got some already grated ginger paste. I get this in the produce section and I use it quite a bit. That's going in there along with some minced garlic. And of course, my favorite ingredient, xanthan gum. And now we've got a Lakanto brown sugar substitute. And our soy sauce right in there. And our last ingredient is half a cup of water. Right in there it goes, and that is ready. Ready for the freezer. Let me get the air out. Let's seal it up. And there you have it, another freezer meal all ready to go. How easy is that? Okay, the next recipe we're gonna make for our Crock-Pot freezer meals is going to be a Chickencacciatore stew. So I know with like regular Chickencacciatore, it's got whole pieces of chicken that you cook in the skillet, but this one I've got these boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I've diced up. I'm going to wash my hands. And now I'm going to add in the rest of the ingredients. This is capers. I love the capers in this recipe. Here's some pepper. And some chopped up basil. And this was freeze-dried basil. The grocery store didn't have any fresh basil, but this works just as good. And there's some dried oregano and some minced garlic, some frozen diced onions, of course, some diced red pepper, and a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And now I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And then after you cook this in the crock pot, you're going to want to season it to taste after it's finished. And that one is ready to go. Isn't that just so awesome? Look at that. One more dinner ready to go. And all of these can be made 8 hours on low, 4 hours on high after you thaw them overnight in the fridge. And that is it. That's it. All right, that is it. We have made 4 crock-pot freezer meals that are keto friendly. This is my keto chili, my keto white chicken chili, my teriyaki chicken, and my Chickencacciatore stew. And we did this in about half an hour. And now we have 4 meals that are ready to go in our freezer anytime we're in a pinch and we want a hot, comforting meal that's keto friendly. And double this, and then you'll have 8. Or triple it, and then you'll have 12. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll link to all of the recipes down below, and I will see you guys later. Bye.